Good morning, MMTs. 11 o'clock a.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time, date 5/26. Happy Memorial Day to everyone. All the traders that know us around the world and the USA. Here we are once again, back to the Baidu trade. And we already did that, and we're going to compare that to the LinkedIn trade that I have up here now. So we have the daily chart on this LinkedIn. Now, all MMTs know for a fact, and I am going to show you that 2013, how they just pumped these stocks up in 2013. I'm also going to do the following now, and let us not be in denial about social media. LinkedIn overbought versus relative to its what? Calendar earnings. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the following, and I just want you to know this. I want you to know that when you type in the search box, if I type in LNKD and I hit enter search, you will look and find all of where the LinkedIn trades were over time. Wherever it says LinkedIn, wherever it says LNKD, okay? Not only that, you can hit number 2 down here, and it will take you again to that major analysis that we did before the fact, not after the fact. And not only that, we told you clearly here that this stock was going to drop like a lead pipe hitting the bottom of the ocean. Now, you will get all of our analysis in here. Not only that, right now, we are going to evaluate where we said that you have to get short, and we did. We got short, and we traded this thing all the way down here. You got to realize one thing, that this chart right here on this daily level, I'm going to pull it over here, this was the peak. So let's draw a trend line over there. And who knows, it could be years before this stock ever gets back to those highs. That was the biggest pump and dump. All of them were pump and dumps. And not only that, because they're oversold, they got a trading range off of the bottom. When you get this oversold here, you're going to bounce off of the bottom. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to show you how to trade a stock oversold off of the bottoms where they get support level. Nothing's going to go straight down. This thing is tremendously oversold. And this is those bottoms. This is that trend. Here, I'm even going to go up here higher. And I'm going to show you on this social media is that this is that wall of resistance. I'm going to draw a trend line right there. And this is that gap. We're down here right now, trading where this thing made its lows right here in 5 days. 1 day, here's a second day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days to that bottom. Now, LinkedIn has got 16 points off of that daily bottom into another resistance level. And not only that, it's working its major what? Oversold condition. That's 16 points to the upside. And you know, when you get down here, you got to get net long off of that bottom, because we have people that are short at $240 puts that expire at the end of this year, and now we're going to trade the upside in the equity and the calls. Now, here's what I am going to show you. I have right here on LinkedIn, I'm going to pull this up, and this particular one is a $150 call that expires calendar month of June. Now, MMTs, these calls got to bounce. Here, I'm going to go to my tools. I'm going to go to info tool. I'm going to show you the bottom of these contracts. That was $4 right here, and that was on 5/7. Then we came over here on the call side now, because these were 470 and the high was 620. Now, from that level right here of $10.55 on the high, and this was the last trading day on 5/23, they were at 991 and hitting 890 and closing at 970 now. And that was a $150 call that was out of what? Out of the money. Now, I'm going to show the 160 call. And here is the low on the 160 call, $2.25. And guess what? It's right here now at the high of 475, and it closed at 445. Now, this is the 160 call on LinkedIn. In its reversal trend, that's what the call side looks like. Now, let's go to the next level that we would look at based on this trend of closing at, 155. We're going to go over here. We're going to look at the 160 put. That's what? In the money put. 160. Look out. See? You got to know when to sell, man. I mean, these things paid wonderful when this LinkedIn was just getting pounded down in its oversold condition. And that this particular call, which is, put, option 160 put, that's out of the money, in the money, and out of the money on the other one. Now here, I am going to do the following. I'm going to show you the bid and ask ranges on these contracts. This is a 160 put in the money. And what I want to show you is 820, that's the close. It's 820 by 845. That's that 160 put that's in the money. Now, let's take a look at the 150 put or the 155 put. That's at the money. 560 by 575. And these have paid wonderful. Here's a chart on this put. And this put, when you don't sell them, this put of that is getting dirt cheap also. The low was 560. Now, this particular put is a June calendar regular month. It's a 155 put versus the 155 calls that we've been looking at. And basically, based on the trend that we have over here with LinkedIn, we can clearly see that this wall of resistance is in play. And it is. Another thing I want you to know, this is a chart, again, of the 155. Now I'm going to put LNKD in here on this monthly chart, and I'm going to show you how oversold it was on a monthly level. And when you talk about a great support level, remember, every support level is volatility and selling. You do not hold on it, but here's where it gapped up in 2013. We've hit that low. Now, let's blow it up on this monthly. Here we go. I am telling you that on this monthly trend, and it's a monthly chart. No, it's not. Yeah, okay. So basically, the monthly chart, which I've shown, is a counter trend that you can see clearly where these LinkedIn is trading relative to at the money. This is at the money 155 put. And remember, we were at 160 breakdown and now we're coming up. These are cheap. These are very, very cheap on LinkedIn. So I just want to show you once again the differences when you're trading. We have broke below. Now this is your monthly, which I was talking about just a minute ago. Now you need to see this now on a monthly level so you can see just what this stock is doing at what? Support levels. There it is. And this is calendar 2013 when it took off. What a big trade, this pump and dump. That pump and dump. And that pump, and here's the dump, and here's that support level, and we called that resistance level. We were loading the boat on the long-term puts. Long-term. This is a monthly level. And yes, they got down here now to that support level, and we got those put options at 155. This stock is broke. Any move up here, right below this moving average, is a 20 monthly, and the weeklies look the same. So that's the wall of resistance. We can always go long but it's testing that major support level. And let us not forget, it is oversold. Okay? It is oversold. And there is that resistance on LinkedIn. And we know what to call. We know how a dead stock bounces all the time when they get to these kind of sell signals that this is in. And because that sell signal, which it is, has turned and it's made a consolidation and it's broke out here in an ascending base off of this particular area of that chart, this daily chart, MMT. Here's the good news though. This is the whole thing right here. That's that ascending part. That's a 20-day simple crossing over the 10. That means that this 152 area, and I'm going to draw where it went through on low volume now. You got to remember it. There it is right there. And we got ahead of it and we closed it. The resistance level is where this support level was when it gapped up. It's gotten through this area on a daily chart. And the reason why I'm drawing this trend line now is that's the top of this red bar reversal. That date was 161 and that date was 5.2, let's say. That's our bottom. That's the ascending level from now just remember that we can get these levels like this, and we're just going to go from the current area and we're going to show you how it's above it and how that bottom over here and how this whole area has made an upside move. Once again, I'm going to conclude LinkedIn. We called the LinkedIn trade, and it would behoove you to do the following. You need to go in here and you need to look at the calendar 2013 and you need to look at LinkedIn. Type it in, LNKD, hit the search, and let's see what happens. Let's just see. Oh my goodness. All the trades that we have done on LinkedIn right here, just click on them. Just click on where it says LinkedIn. Click on it. Click on it. It's in here. Down here. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and so forth. Do your searches. We were shorting this talk way up there at that calendar 2013 high. We were also warning everybody that this thing was going to end up in a very bad way. And it has. This stock has dropped 100 points off its high. 100 points. That is one big reversal. Now, everything has a dead cat bounce. Do your homework at SMF. Go in here and look at the analysis. Then after you do that, go up to trading, hit free trial. You get to spend 5 days with this right here, right now. Get started button. That's all you got to do. Read the content. No charge to you. And yes, we do give you trading capital out so that you have enough capital to trade these stocks. Once again, I'm going to conclude stockmarketfunding.com on the analysis with an ascending base off of these oversold lows. That means that the next resistance levels are going to come in right here where I'm circling this, and that is the next major level. This is also back over here on this daily level on 425 at 168, and that thing just rocketed right down, and this is what this sick chart looks like, and we called it. And here I'm going to delete it all, and this is where that major breakdown was, and we got oversold. And when we came down here like that, we got on the other side of this trend, and we're right in here. But the long term, when we said to sell short, this was up here, $257. I rest my case. And that was, what? Oh, 9/11. Can you believe the date? 9/11? 2013. 9/11. We know what 9/11 was. And they must be having a 9/11 too. Because you can see right here where these peaks were. And you can see clearly how these peaks, when you go down, dead cat bounce, and you roll over. And you can clearly see where during the time frame that these major levels of support were totally what? Failure. And there it is. And here it is. Look at that. And the highs, reversals. Look at that. Look at that. And then you're going to come down right through here, off of that area. And now we're on the outside of it. Okay? There it is. So now you got to go look at it, MMT. And you know what to do with LinkedIn. LNKD. Not only that, SMF market makers called that top. We called it before the fact, not after the fact like everyone else did. This way you can make money and get in this free trial. When? Right now.